Hello and welcome to the Conspire Bitches podcast, Matt. How you feeling?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I wanted to, first of all, congratulate you on your success as not only being the first deaf house guest, but also having just such a successful season overall. You were vulnerable with us, and us as viewers got to learn a lot about effective communication. So now that you've set the precedent, how do you think that we can continue to move forward to be more inclusive on future seasons of Big Brother?
Was like the disability stuff.
Yeah, just like how we can move forward, be more inclusive, because I felt like it was a good step in the right direction.
Definitely. No, yeah. And like that was my biggest goal coming into Big Brother was kind of laying out that foundation. I was the pilot, like they've never had a deaf contestant. And that was a huge challenge that was going to be happening. And I wanted to take that on. And I think I did a good job at that. I think moving forward, I most likely, like, definitely will be seeing another deaf person, I think. And now through all that, there was so much that's happened. I think it took me a while. I think with the house guests, you tell them like, oh, I'm deaf. Like you kind of just take it as that, but like they don't realize all the stuff that goes on behind that. Like my brain has to work 3 times harder just to receive the message, think about it, and then respond. It's a lot of stimulation that happens on, and I mean, that was my biggest factor, and I think a lot of people don't understand. So I kind of had to keep being vulnerable about my experience and my struggles. And I think the more I did that, the better I got. So I think being vulnerable was the best thing to do because the more you show that, the better it gets. And I think that was the biggest factor was.
So let's talk about the final Q&A. You were adamant that this was a team effort. There was no leader in this. Were you surprised to hear Jack's answers?
I mean, yeah, they made me go first. But yeah, I mean, for me, I tried playing a game as a team player. I wasn't trying to be selfish and play this game alone. Um, so with the speech, I obviously was trying to take credit, but also I went in that speech wanting to be pro Matt, never anti Jag. No matter who was sitting next to me on the block, if I was in final two, I was never going to go against them. That's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to advocate for myself, and that's what I did. I didn't think he was going to take shots at me, but that's what happened. And when 750K is on the line, you got to do what you got to do. But I just try to stay true to myself, and that's what I did.
Were there any game moves that you wish that you would have taken more ownership of?
I mean, yeah, I think no doubt the whole power visibility, that was a big game move. Jag would have never been sitting next to me had I not used it. That was a big move, and that was a team player move. But also it was a strategic move because I knew Jag was always a bigger threat than me. So as long as he was in the game, I was going to be safe. So he was my shield, and I knew to keep carrying him all the way to the end because as long as he's here, I'm going to be here. So that was one of my big moves. And another big move was kind of playing everyone. I think I was in a position where my social game was very good. I made everyone feel like they could trust me and they can work with me. And so when someone I could have worked with went home, I adapted to it. I never wanted to take Suri out, of course, but I was okay because I could still move forward with that. I didn't want to push too hard. I didn't want to expose my game. So it was a lot of that, a lot of adapting.
So you didn't walk away with nothing. You won $75,000. So what do you plan to do with the money? Are you going to travel, open a bank account? Are you going to invest it? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I think first step, open a bank account. I've been swimming my whole life, so you don't have time to work. So all my dedication growing up has been in swimming, 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 nothing else. So I never had time to work, and it's hard because, I'm deaf. Like, there's a lot of jobs that are hard to do with communications with other people. So, those jobs can be hard. So it's so hard for me in the work field sometimes. So that's one big factor. I think obviously be smart with the money. I'm not impulsive. So yeah, I'm going to keep that money at hold right now and invest and be smart with it, because it is a lot of money and I just want to grow from that.
So a majority of your game centered around Riley. You even formed an alliance called Riley's Promise. So everybody is dying to know where do you and Riley stand today?
We're good. I was just on a phone call with her today. We are keeping in touch. She left a couple days ago, and you know, I think there's a lot of things going on. You know, we both live in different states. You know, we're definitely on good terms. And I think that's just something me and Riley have to talk about. You know, and establish things with ourselves.
Have y'all established anything? Can you give us a hint of where it's going?
I'll just say upward. We can say that upward.
So, so Matt, I do have to roast you for a second because in the house you did say that you date blondes and you marry brunettes. So what does that mean for the future of you and Riley?
Maybe Riley didn't hear that comment, so she won't be mad about that
I think she might
have. Yeah, I think, you know, I just say things like that. I didn't mean that kind of comment. But I think with my history, that's why I said that comment. You know, I've been with blondes and brunettes, and I just made that as a joke.
So speaking of roasting, you called America a jealous bitch. You called her a dumb bitch. You said, take that bitch. I don't need to hide it, bitch. She doesn't cook. She doesn't clean. Her jokes aren't funny. She gives off cheating vibes. You said in a previous interview that this was all a roast, and no different than how you roast your friends. But I don't think we ever saw you roasting Jag or Bowie like this. So
yeah, I think, you know, it's hard, and I'm not making excuses. I think it's hard because you get so deep into the game. It's hard when you have personal and game in this, and you're in for so long. I know the comments I said were wrong and disrespectful, so I actually feel really bad about that. I didn't mean it in any ill intent, but it was inappropriate of me, and that's something I have to work on. You know, I don't realize that I say things and it has weight to it. You know, I think just there's no weight sometimes, and so I realize that's not the case. So I feel genuinely sorry about that. I even apologized to America on Thursday. And yeah.
Did she really block you on Instagram?
I don't know. Didn't know she had an Instagram.
That's the conspiracy that's circulating Twitter. So I wanted to get to the point.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
All right. So final roast with you and your friends. Between you, Todrick, and Kyland, who's doing the cooking and who's doing the cleaning?
That's a good one. Honestly, we're just doing DoorDash. We're doing DoorDash out here.
So no one's getting evicted anytime soon.
What's that?
So no one's going to get evicted anytime soon?
No one's going to get evicted. We're all chilling here, having a good time.
So what is next for you? When do you start training for the Olympics?
Yeah, I think that's a really big question. I think I've been under a lot of stress lately about. So I didn't really talk about that much in the house. There's a lot of things that I had kept to myself in the house, the struggles I've had, but swimming was definitely a big factor. You know, I missed it, and I took 100 days off plus more before that, and I've got 5 months to get ready for Olympics. So that's a really, really, really big challenge. There's a lot of things I need to focus on first. I think first step is making sure mentally I'm good and mentally stable about everything. You know, I'm getting back into the real world. I've never been under the public's eye. I've never had any of this stuff ever happen to me in my life. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I got to make sure I'm good at the end of the day and then move from there. I know I've got to get back into shape. You know, I gained 30 pounds in the house. Like, that's a lot.
There's a lot of stress eating. The house is crazy.
Yeah, there's just so much going on in the house. So there's a lot of stuff that's happened, and moving forward, I just kind of have to keep my options open. I'm definitely not ruling out swimming 100%. If I do end up deciding I won't be competing for Olympics coming up, I'm definitely not giving up on 2025 Deaf Olympics, because I still want to achieve that title and have the most Deaf Olympic medals ever in history. So that's something I will not give up on.
Good. Well, I hope that you get to do. Wait, so so if you do it this year, it's this next year, right?
Which one? Olympics?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be in Paris in 2024 this summer.
Oh, well, I hope you make it there. That's exciting.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Well, welcome back to the real world. Excited to have you here, and good luck on the Olympics.
Appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks for having me.